Hey, hello, how you doing? Just a quick video. I thought I'd show you these two techniques that I'd been trying out from Jack Joseph Puig, who, if you haven't checked him out before, he's a great producer. He's done a lot of really interesting interviews about his mixing philosophy, and he's definitely one worth checking out. I thought I'd just quickly show you how I've applied some of his techniques. Now, I've spent like about 10 minutes on this mix so far, so it's far from finished, so don't rinse me in the comments, all right? Two techniques. First of all, one is creating a second track for the snare, which just deals with the attack, and one is using the Fairchild bus compression. And I just wanted to show you how just using these two techniques, which were from one interview, has really delivered a certain feel to the track that's quite noticeable. So let me play you the track with these two techniques in first.
She's happier now today. Don't let her down, don't let her go.
And now let me show you without these two techniques.
She's happier now today. Don't let her down, don't let her go. I know reasons, I know less. We just bleed together. That's how we realize to be.
So did you notice the difference there? Obviously the attack on the snare, that's quite noticeably more on the first one I showed you. But the slightly less immediately obvious thing is the kind of swing and swagger that Fairchild compressor on the main bus is giving the entire mix. It's making the drums sound a lot more swingy and kind of soulful. It's pulling the whole track around the drums just very slightly and making the whole track move a little bit. It's really quite a nice effect that works really well on this song. When you turn off that bus compression, the drums very much sound like they're very kind of up and downy, well, like almost like a rock drummer trying to play a ballad. But as soon as you add that Fairchild in, it seems to really smooth it out and give it a kind of soul swing to it. So let me just show you those techniques individually. So first of all, for the snare attack, it's quite easy. Just grab your top snare channel, duplicate it, and drag your snare on there. So all we've got is an exact copy of the standard snare. There's no compression or anything done to it so far. It's literally just balanced in the mix. Then with this duplicate, we take a DBX compressor, we hit that snare really hard with it, and then we follow that up with a gate that's really short and tight. So we're literally getting a really hard compressed attack. Let me show you. So I'll just solo it. Compression on. Compression off. You see, we're really smashing that so hard in a way that just sounds completely wrong. Let's put the gate on it. You see now it sounds even more wrong. We've got quite a long release on there really, 600 milliseconds, but the threshold's quite high, so it's still only letting a tiny portion of the snare through. But the magic happens when you mix that back in with the snare sound in the mix. So let's turn this off and then slowly bring it in till we get some nice brightness on the snare.
She's happier now today.
Do you hear how nice that sounds? Turn it off. It adds a really nice bite to the front end of that snare, but the body of the snare is still delivered by our original sound, which isn't even compressed in this track, but it's sitting really nice because it's got that attack. Okay, now let's look at the bus compression quickly. Let's listen with it off. And let's turn it on.
She's happier now today. Don't let her down, don't let her go.
It really does seem to work very well. It's just bumping the compressor by 1 dB or something like that. But you can hear the kick and snare are pulling the rest of the mix with them slightly. And that's just bringing a beautiful vibe to the entire tune. It's making the drums sound like they're swinging a lot more when they're not really. So I haven't done much here. I've just dialed in the threshold and I set this time constant to where I thought, felt and sounded the best, which turned out to be number 3. And if you look in the manual here, page 9, tells you position 3 is attack 0.4 milliseconds and release 2 seconds. This plugin is part of the Jack Joseph Puig collection, as you can see. Check out the guy if you don't know him already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.